Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the last session we have dealt with universal gas constant values, and we came to know notice how we get those values and corresponding units. Well, in this session we go for Graham's law of diffusion. Graham's law of diffusion, or even you can say effusion. Well, there is a little difference between these two phenomena, diffusion and effusion. So before going for Graham's law of diffusion, first we try to understand the meaning of these two terms, diffusion and effusion. Well, if I consider diffusion, what it is? Diffusion is nothing but it is the process of spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases. Okay, it is a process of spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases. Further, irrespective of gravitational force is called a diffusion. Means consider there are two gases, two or more gases, say A, B, C, D, E. As like we have taken different gases, say carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, hydrogen gas, etc. Okay, we have taken two or more gases. When all these gases are taken in a same container, same vessel, whether they mix up or not, yes, they mix up. Okay, that is, this is a spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases. They mix by its own. So spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases takes place. Further, irrespective of gravitational force. So when two or more gases are kept in a vessel, a common container or a vessel, what happens? They mix by itself, by themselves they mix with each other. That intermixing, spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases irrespective of gravitational force is called a diffusion. Means we know that gravitational force differs from place to place, from planet to planet. Even then intermixing of gases takes place. Okay, well, this phenomenon, the spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases irrespective of gravitational force is called a diffusion. Okay, we got the definition for a diffusion. Well, say for example, say some particles are dissolved in a glass of water. So we have taken some solid particles which are placed in a glass of water. So what happens? Say some liquid you have dropped into glass of water. Say at first the particles are all near one corner of a glass, right? So when you place it, consider they are present only at the top region of the water. But as the time proceeds, what happens? Those particles whether remain on the surface only? No. Those particles started slowly distributing throughout the entire body of a water. So at first they remain only on the surface, but they started randomly moving around in the water. Then the particles will eventually become distributed randomly and uniformly and get organized. Okay, earlier they are present only on the surface, but later on what happened? They get distributed randomly, thereafter uniformly, and get organized in the entire body of a water. So here it indicates the diffusion of the particles as like liquid particles, as gaseous molecules also diffuse spontaneously. Okay, well, now consider effusion, the one more phenomenon, effusion. What is effusion? Means it is the process of escape of a gas through pinhole, that is pinhole or orifice, from what? From higher pressure region into atmosphere. Means in general I can say high pressure region to a low pressure region is called effusion. Okay, so diffusion, what we said, it is a spontaneous flow, or I can say intermixing, spontaneous intermixing of gases irrespective of gravitational force is referred as a diffusion. Now if I consider effusion, what it says, effusion is nothing but it is the process of escape of a gas through pinhole or orifice. Consider a balloon. Okay, balloon mouth, say it is a balloon, it is filled with a particular gas, say it is filled with the gas. If this mouth of a balloon is kept open, what happens? If mouth is kept open, gas readily escapes, right? Gas readily escapes through this small hole or a orifice. So this escape, okay, this escape of gas through pinhole or orifice from here inside a balloon, pressure is high, okay, surrounding pressure is less, that is atmosphere, pressure is less. So this escape of gas through this pinhole or orifice from high pressure region into atmosphere, okay, into atmosphere is nothing but a effusion. So even we can quote, say consider a, we can quote here many examples. Think of perfume bottles and all. So what happens when you press that perfume bottle, okay, when you press, what happens? Gas releases with pressure, means inside a perfume bottle pressure is high, and when we press it, that small orifice, or I can say a pinhole, get open so that gas readily comes out. It comes out with a pressure, means escape of gas takes place through that pinhole or orifice from higher region into atmosphere is nothing but effusion. So other examples, general examples we can quote here is, say, air escaping from punctured tire. Okay, when tires get punctured, what happens? Air comes out. Inside tire pressure is high, but when punctured, a small hole forms on its surface, so that through that pine hole, or I can say orifice, gas comes out with a pressure. That phenomenon is nothing but effusion. Okay, give an example. Now here, this process of effusion always followed by diffusion, right? So that once gas started coming out of that small hole, and further it readily, okay, distributed in a atmosphere, means in lower regions of a pressure. So that we consider the process of effusion always followed by a diffusion. Okay, now consider Graham's law of diffusion, or I can say effusion. Well, I hope you got the differences between diffusion and effusion. So what is diffusion? It is the spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases irrespective of gravitational force is referred as a diffusion, intermixing of gases. Okay, on the other hand, effusion is nothing but it is the escape of a gas through pinhole or orifice from higher pressure region to atmosphere. Okay, is referred as a effusion. Well, now if I consider Graham's law of diffusion. So what is the statement for Graham's law is, say, under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay, under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, means temperature and pressure kept constant. When these two quantities are kept constant, what about volume? Volume also remains constant, right? Since all these are interrelated, if temperature changes, volume changes. If pressure changes, volume also changes. Therefore we say under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, means what about volume? Volume is also constant. Okay, well, later we come to know this. Okay, now consider under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, the rate of diffusion of gases are inversely proportional to square root of their densities. Andre ಈಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, according to Graham's law, the rate of diffusion, say R is the rate of diffusion and D is the density of a gas. Okay, so according to the statement, what it says, the rate of diffusion of a gas is inversely proportional to square root of, inversely, so 1 by square root of densities of a gases. So for any gas, the rate of diffusion of gas is inversely proportional to square root of density of a gas. Okay, well, therefore what I can say, mathematically R is proportional to 1 divided by root square root of D, that is density. So here R indicates the rate of diffusion of a gas and D indicates the density. Okay, well, according to Graham's law, under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, the rate of diffusion of a gas is inversely proportional to square root of densities of a gases. So if you can consider Two gases R1, R2, D1, D2, their respective densities. Three gases R1, R2, R3 are rate of diffusions. D1, D2, D3 are densities. So as like, so generally the rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of density of a gas. Okay. Now let us consider two gases A and B. Say A and B are the two gases and their rate of diffusions are R1 and R2. So R1 and R2 indicating rate of diffusion of A and B gases, and the density are D1 and D2. So what we are saying, we have considered two gases, okay, A and B. These are the gases. Rate of diffusion R1 and R2, and densities, okay, densities are D1 and D2 are the corresponding densities. Okay, well then according to the definition, means according to Graham's law of definitions, so R1 rate of diffusion of A gas is inversely proportional to what? Inversely proportional to square root of its density. So 1 by square root of D1. Or this proportionality symbol can be replaced by what? It is replaced by a constant. So R1 is equal to K divided by square root of D1. Okay. Similarly, say consider R2. R2 what? R2 is the rate of diffusion of B gas. And what about density? D2 is the density. Therefore, R2 is proportional to 1 by square root of D2, or R2 is equal to K divided by square root of D2. So according to Graham's law, we can arrive at these expressions. R1 is equal to K by square root of D1. R2 is equal to K by square root of D2. Okay. Well, now if I take the ratio of these, okay, R1 by R2. So R1 by R2 is equal to what? Square root of D2 by D1. So here K get cancelled. Say R1 is equal to K divided by square root of D1. If I take R1 by R2, means square root of D2 divided inverse of that into K. Okay, R2 is equal to K divided by square root of D2. So these K and K get cancels. Remaining will be square root of D2 divided by square root of D1. Right? So what is common here? Square root. So that overall square root of D2 by D1 we have taken. So R1 by R2 is equal to square root of D2 by D1. So here R1, R2, what are these? These are the rate of diffusions of A and B gases. D1 and D2 what? They are the densities of a gases. You got this expression? So R1 by R2 is equal to square root of D2 by D1. Well, what is the condition we said? Under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. So this expression is holds good at a same temperature and pressure. Okay. Now the above equation may be written as, say, R1 by R2 is equal to square root of D2 by D1 we got further, which is equal to VD2 by VD1. So here VD indicates vapor density of a gases. VD1 and VD2 indicates the vapor density of gases. Okay, is further equal to M2 by M1. Well, we try to understand how we got all these. Since we know that density is equal to mass divided by volume, right? Mass divided by volume is equal to density. Here say mass, when under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, when density changes, okay, as I said earlier, under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, what about volume? Volume remains constant, right? Means, say for first gas, D1 is equal to its corresponding mass M1, volume constant V. D2 corresponding mass M2 and its volume V. So it is the thing. Okay, since under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, volume remains same, constant. Therefore, what I can say, D1 is equal to M1 by V, D2 is equal to M2 by V, or I can say K constant. Now if I take the ratio D2 by D1, d2 by d1 is nothing but say d2 m2 by v into d1 means v by m1. So this v cancels or constant cancels, m2 by m1 means here d2 by d1 is equal to what? m2 by v1, both are equivalent, right? Therefore we got this expression. So r1 by r2 is equal to square root of d2 by d1, or which is also equal to square root of m2 by m1, right? Well, now further we know molecular weight. What is the relation between molecular weight and vapor density? Molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Okay, say m1 is nothing but 2 into vapor density of first gas, m2 is equal to 2 into vapor density of a second gas. So if I consider m2 by m1, okay, 2 into Vd2 divided by 2 into Vd1, 2 get cancels. So we got this expression, square root of Vd2 by Vd1. Okay, I hope we got this. So what is how we are relating? R1 by R2 is equal to square root of d2 by d1, square root of d2 by d1. Earlier we know that expression, and r1 by r2, which is also equal to square root of vapor density of second gas divided by vapor density of a first gas, and which is further equal to square root of m2 by m1. Okay, mass of second divided by molecular mass of first gas. Okay, well, so as I already mentioned it, since density is equal to mass divided by volume, so we got this expression m2 by m1, and molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Therefore we got Vd2 by Vd1. Okay, well, so here m1 and m2, what they indicates? They indicates the molecular masses of A and B gases respectively. And what about Vd1 and Vd2? They indicates the vapor density of gases A and B respectively. Okay, now the rate of diffusion of a gas, if I want to define it, so the rate of diffusion of a gas is the volume of gas diffused per unit time. As per the definition, rate of diffusion of a gas is nothing but it is the total volume of a gas. Okay, net volume of gas diffused per unit time. Then as per the definition, rate of diffusion, generally rate of diffusion is equal to what? Volume of gas diffused divided by time taken for diffusion. Rate of diffusion. So as we considered there, R1 and R2 are the rate of diffusions. Actually, as per the definition, what it is the volume of a gas diffused per unit time. So you can write in the form of expressions, rate of diffusion is equal to volume of gas diffused divided by time taken. Means here R is equal to V by T, right? So earlier, please remember those expressions, R1 by R2. R1 by R2 is equal to square root of d2 by d1, right? Which is further equal to square root of vapor density of second divided by vapor density of first gas, and which is further equal to m2 by m1. We got these expressions, these relations earlier. Now we are looking for this rate. Okay, LHS said consider rate of diffusions. So rate of diffusion, practically it is the volume of gas diffused per unit time. So I can say here R is equal to V by T. For the first gas, consider R1 is nothing but what? Corresponding volume V1 and time taken T1. So R1 is equal to V1 by T1. Similarly, R2 is equal to what? R2 is equal to V2 by T2. So V2 is the corresponding volume of second gas, T2 is the time taken. Okay. Now we can consider further, if a diffusion time is same, means if the rate of diffusion of both the gases are same, right? R1 is equal to R2, so that is R1 by R2 is equal to, if time is same means say R1, what it is, R1 is equal to V1 by T, R2 which is also equal to V2 by T. Okay, therefore how we can write R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by V2, the T get cancels here. Under similar time, if the rate of diffusion is same, that is the diffusion time is same, then R1 by R2 will be equal to V1 by V2. Okay, we can arrive at these expressions. So R1 by R2 is equal to, what is R1? V1 by T into R2 means what? V2 by T. So T and T get cancels, remaining V1 by V2. That's what I have taken here. R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by V2. Well, second case, if diffusion volume is same, what is the condition? First we said if the diffusion time is same means R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by V2. Further, now if diffusion volume is same, if volume is same means, well, R1 is equal to V by T1, R2 is equal to V by T2, right? Means here volume is same. Rate of diffusion, first gas, second gas, volume is same, but time taken will be different. T1 and T2 are the time taken. Therefore, R1 by R2 is equal to V by T1 into V by T2. So here what we get cancels. So again what? T2 by T1. So if a diffusion volume is same, what is the expression we got? R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by T1 we get. T2 by T1, right? Finally, R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by T1. Okay, if I consider overall R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by, say, V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2, or if you real, which is further equal to what we already mentioned, square root of D2 by D1, which is further equal to M2 by square root of M2 by M1. Okay, earlier we have considered, and which is further equal to vapor density of second gas divided by vapor density of a first gas. So here V1 T1 V2 T2, what it is, instead of writing rates, how we are writing? Volume and time taken. R1 is equal to V1 by T1, R2 is equal to V2 by T2. Okay, now the comparison of rate of diffusion at different temperatures or pressures. Okay, now what we are comparing? We are comparing the rate of diffusions at different temperatures and pressures. Well, generally the rate of diffusion of a gas at constant temperature, so rate of diffusion at a constant temperature is kept constant, okay, is directly proportional to its pressure as well as inversely proportional to square root of density, or I can say molecular weight. What is the general thing? The rate of diffusion of a gas at constant temperature is directly proportional to pressure and inversely proportional to square root of density. Okay, well, so R is directly proportional to pressure, and the rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of density, or I can say molecular weight. Okay, so for first gas R1 means, now we are considering comparison of rate of diffusions at different temperatures or pressures. So well, for first gas R1 is proportional to P1 by square root of M1. For second gas R2 is proportional to P2 divided by square root of M2. Okay, here P2 corresponding pressure, P1 P2 indicates the corresponding pressure of the gases, first and second gases. M1 and M2 indicates their respective molecular masses. Okay, well, so R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into square root of M2 by M1. So we can get this expression. Okay, so at constant temperature. Now if I consider effect of temperature at different temperatures and constant pressures. The temperature is variable but pressure is kept constant. So at this case R1 by R2 is equal to square root of T1 D2 divided by T2 D1. Okay, what is the relation we get? At different temperatures but keeping pressure constant, R1 by R2 will be equal to square root of T1 D2 by T2 D1, or which is also equal to square root of T1 M2 divided by T2 M1. Okay, consider a question here. Two gases, that is hydrogen and oxygen gases, are allowed to escape from cylinder. Determine which gas will effuse faster. We have to think of rate of effusion here. Let us consider first gas is hydrogen and second gas is oxygen gas. Okay, Well, r1 by r2 is equal to square root of m2 by m1. We know these relations. Okay, so square root of m2, second gas, 32, right? Molecular mass of oxygen is 32, and m1, molecular mass of hydrogen, is 2. 32 by 2, square root of 16. Square root of 16 is nothing but 4. Means here, what is the relation we got? r1 by r2 is equal to 4 we got, or r1 is equal to 4 into r2, right? Yes or no? R1 is equal to 4 times the R2. What it mean? The hydrogen molecule effuses 4 times faster. What we considered? R1. First gas is hydrogen, second gas is oxygen gas. So rate of diffusion of first gas will be 4 times the second gas. Means the rate of diffusion of hydrogen gas is, that is, the hydrogen molecules effuse 4 times faster than what? Oxygen gas, because of their low molecular mass. Okay, well, then what is the application of this Graham's law? Means which is applicable to separate the isotopes from some elements, is the one application, to separate the isotopes of some element and to determine the density and molecular masses of unknown gases in coal mining. So during coal mining, if any unknown gases are detected, what we can do, it is possible to determine the density as well as molecular mass of unknown gases, those unknown gases during coal mining. And Ansell's alarm in coal mine for the detection of Mars gas based on diffusion. So here Ansell's alarm is a kind of detector, is going to detect Mars gas. Mars gas is nothing but methane, okay, which is used in coal mining to detect the diffusion of a methane gas. Okay, well, is the one more application. Then atomolysis. So this atomolysis practically nothing but it is the process of separation of two gases on the basis of their different rates of diffusion. Okay, atomolysis is nothing but what it is the process of separation of two gases on the basis of their different rates of diffusion. Means separation of isotopes and other gaseous mixtures can also be referred as a atomolysis, is the one more application of Graham's law of diffusion. Okay, then consider a MCQ here. The process of spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases irrespective of gravitational force is called, okay, diffusion, effusion, osmosis, reverse osmosis. What is the answer? Diffusion. So the process of spontaneous intermixing of two or more gases irrespective of gravitational force is nothing but diffusion. Okay, one more. According to Graham's law of diffusion, R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2 is equal to D2 by D1. Is it correct or not? Yes, it is true. Second, R1 by R2 is equal to square root of M2 by M1. It is also correct. C, R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 square root of M2 by M1. Yes, it is also correct at constant temperatures. And fourth, all of them. Answer, all of them. All expressions are true. Okay. So with this, I'm going to conclude about this session. Again, in the next session, we go for some other concept of a chapter. Okay. Thank you. Be safe.